before today we're going to see the Java first. Okay. So first of all, we want to know the Java is in the system or not. So how to see is like we want to open the command line, command prompt. Okay. So if you are
Okay.
using Mac means you can open a terminal. If you are
One second, but I see multiple
I don't know.
screens.
Okay, wait a second. I will. Okay. Now it's fine.
Yeah, this is
Whereas when I open that Google Chrome means it will show like this. Okay. So if you are in Mac means you want to open the terminal. Okay. So how to know means we want type Java hyphen version. Okay. So when you type it, it's like it comes like this means you have a Java. Like I have Java 22.0.2. Okay. If you don't have a Java, mean it will show you like this variable, this like I don't know the Java keyword. Okay. So if you're getting that situation means, so what you want to do, you want to download the Java. So how to download the Java? You can simply open any browser, type Java download. Okay. So when you type Java download, so both download Java for Windows or you can directly go to oracle.com. So Oracle is the provider for Java. So if you go to Oracle, so you can able to see the current version is 23. Okay. And if you scroll down, you can see all the old versions, like right now it is for 23, 21, 17. Okay. So minimum 8 should be there. Okay. That is a main. So you can how to download means you can see Linux, Mac, Windows. So based upon your OS. Okay. So based upon your OS, you want to select. Suppose if you are using Windows means you want to download the, if you see .exe file,
okay.
this file you want to download. If you are Mac means you want to download .dmg.
Okay.
Okay.
I have Windows.
Windows, right? So then you can download the .exe file, execution file. So not only this software, any software you installing in Windows, you want to download exe file. Okay. Next. So right, if you installing means it will download and simply click on next. Next is enough. You don't need to do anything. Okay.
Okay.
So once you done it, again you want to close your terminal and reopen the command prompt again and type Java space with Java space and double underscore version. Okay. Then you can see your version. Okay. This is the how to install the Java in the system.
Okay. I have Java 21.
21. That's fine. Okay. Next thing is we need an editor. So you can ask what is the use of editor. So editor is the editing tool. Like suppose if you want to write a letter means you will open a notepad or Word document, right? In the same way, when you want to write a Java code, we need a Java editor. So in the market, Eclipse and IntelliJ, both are the new ones. Eclipse is a little older. So I will show you the IntelliJ how to open. Okay. So how to install the IntelliJ first. So you need to IntelliJ. So we need to download the community version. Okay. So you can, otherwise you can type simply IntelliJ download. Okay. So when you say IntelliJ, that's an app actually. This is comes under the JetBrains. So JetBrains is the company which is giving the IntelliJ. So when you go here, so never download this portion. This is the paid version, ultimate. You want to scroll down and download the community version. So community version is the free version. So for a tester, for automation testing, this is enough. Okay. So IntelliJ community edition. So for you, automatically this will be selected. Like it will fetch your system identity, either Windows or Mac. Automatically this will show you. For me it is showing .dmg because it's a Mac. For you it shows like .exe file. Simply you can click on download, it will automatically download. For this you don't need to install anything. It will automatically download the exe file. You simply want to double click and it will open. Okay.
Okay.
So these are the two things we need to. First thing is setting the Java. Next thing is installing the IntelliJ editor. Okay. So now I'm going to open the IntelliJ, the first one. Okay. IntelliJ, even I didn't install it. Previously I downloaded it. This is the one I'm going to install right now. So for Mac just like drag and drop. For Windows you want to double click and open. Okay.
Yeah. I have this IntelliJ IDE.
So now I'm going to open the IntelliJ IDE. ECE means community edition. So So now it will open. Okay, so this is the fresh one, it will open. Okay, so right now I'm going to create a new project. Okay, so for this I'm going to click on the new project. I'm going to give like a Java underscore Selenium tutorial. Okay, and it will automatically like decided what Java is in my system. So I have 22. The IntelliJ is identified what version I have. Okay, simply you also want to, for you it will show like 21 when you are creating a new project. Okay. And the location is, it will automatically create a ideal projects folder in your local. In that it will show. Otherwise, if you want a different placement, see here I'm going to, in documents I'm selecting a documents. So under the documents it will create a new folder called Java tutorials. Okay, so this is the location where you want to store. So after that I'm clicking on create button. It will take couple of seconds. See this, it's created a new project. So for your reference I'm going to change the view, because this is a black screen. Actually black screen is always tougher, so I maximize the screen. View, tool, appearance, even I don't know, we'll see. Presentation mode, exit full screen. Okay, so what it's happened na, what this is the project name, and this is called SRC. SRC is called source.
Course,
So
okay.
under this folder only you want to create any projects. Generally for IntelliJ it's creating one new file called main, and it's showing like one Java class, main class. It's creating something. So it's like testing. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click and delete it. So we don't need this testing. Okay. So right now I need to create a new Java file.
Main.
May not main, like anything. Suppose
Any
I'm going to
okay.
teach you the first topic is data types. Okay, so data type is like before going to data types, I want to tell you, like before going to study any language, suppose if you want to study max means, so what is the first class going to be? So first class going to be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, the numbers, right? So we will study the numbers, then only we are going to study the remaining max. In the same way,
Okay.
when you're going for any language, suppose taking English, you are going to study means, first thing you're going to study the alphabets, then only you're going to go to the next level. The same
Right.
way, any programming language, what the first topic should be? First topic should be data types. Like data type
Okay.
is nothing, it's a storage. Like suppose if you want to add a two number means, take an example, one number is 5, another number is 10. So you want two storage. Then third storage to store the addition of both the numbers. So we need a 3 storage. Okay. So similarly this fashion. So we want to know the storage capacity. So before that I'm going to teach you data types of Java.
Okay.
Not only Java, like general language. So I will go to W3 school. So here I will give a proper table. So when you take this table, there are two kind of data types. One is primitive. Okay. In the primitive there are 8 types. So there are 4 numbers. Okay, if you see byte, short, int, long float, all are up to the 6 is the numbers. Okay, so what the use of this means? See here, if you are storing a number between minus 128 to 127, you can store in a byte because it takes size of 1 byte. So storing under anything under 127, you can use byte. Okay. And for anything is 30,000 to 30,000, you can simply use a 2 bytes. Okay, you can use a short method. So why I'm telling this means, memory is the most secure thing to save. One is in any programming language or any development, speed and space to be very less. Okay, take an example. If you are installing an app in a mobile, that should be less than GB. So if you have more GB means your mobile gets stuck. So
Yeah.
the coding also, if you want to faster action, you want to less memory and speed. Okay, So suppose if you are storing like this under this number digits, you can go to int, and it takes 4 bytes. Suppose if you are storing any mobile number or something, means you want to go to long. Okay, it takes 8 bytes. And what this float and double is? Decimal numbers. This float is same like integer, but after the dot it can store up to 7 digits. Okay, and the same way double is same like long. Okay, but after the dot character you can store up to the 15. So if anyone asking which in Java which data type has highest capacity to store the integer, means you can come like without closing eyes you can say it's like it's double. Okay, because double is the capacity as front side before decimal, after decimal it has 15, so it has a highest capacity in the compared to all the 6 numerical data types. Double is the highest quantity. Okay, next the boolean has only 2 things, true or false. So this is we used to flag to classify is a true or false. Okay, then is a character. So character is nothing like to store any numerical value, alphabetical value, or single values. Okay, so before that ASCII value I will teach you what is ASCII value. So generally ASCII table. Okay, so for this ASCII table, like I always tells the people more simplest. Okay, so let's take this image. I am maximizing it. Okay, see the okay. See the if you see each first column on the as you see the first column and last column. Okay, even though if you take a 0, means what is the zero's ASCII value is 30. 30. Okay, same if you take alphabetical, so that see the decimal value alphabetic is 65 capital A. If you take a small a, it is 97. Okay, so this is ASCII value. Suppose if you are storing a, means the data type will take that as a 65. Okay, if small a is 97. So there are totally 26 characters. After the 26 characters there are 4 unmatched things. Then after that, if simply you can remember 65, 97. Capital letter starts by 65, small letter starts at 97. Okay, the difference. So the difference is 32 between these two.
Okay.
So now we can start the coding. So I'm going to create a new file, Java file. So new Java class. Okay, Java class. You want to name this class. Suppose I'm naming it as, and the first things you want to learn is always class name starts with a capital letter. Okay, that's you want to remember. It's not a look like not important, but it's the main thing. Always class name starts with a capital letter. So I'm typing data types. That is the first topic we are going to teach. Data types. So when I click on enter, see this, it's created the class, public class, and the class. What the syntax? The syntax is public is the access modifier. I will teach you in the later. Class is a keyword to represent it's a class, and the class name is data types which we give. Okay, and inside the flower bracket, always this flower bracket indicates where it started and where it's truncating. Okay, the class is starting in this flower bracket, open flower bracket, and ending in the close flower bracket. Okay, next. Okay, so next thing we are going to study the method. So method comes later, but I will tell you. So what is the method means? Method is a group of actions. If you want to do any actions like addition, subtraction, or whatever the actions you want to do between the methods, you can ask me how this came. So IntelliJ is a smarter one. So when I type main, means M means it came like a syntax. It asking you want the main method declaration. I am simply clicking that. So what it will do? It will do the creation for me. So this is the usefulness of IntelliJ. It will help you a lot of things. Okay, compared to with Eclipse. So this is the main method. So even though you have 1000 method, which method will run first is the main method. Okay, so it is defaultly Java developer has done that creation. Okay, main. So before that, I just now taught you we have 8 primitive data types, 8.
Good.
Okay.
Okay.
Even if you are sleeping also, you can simply say there are 8 primitive data types. Okay. So
Oh.
that's what we want to do. Okay. So first one is the syntax. So when I put double slash means a command actually. Okay. It's a one line
Why,
command. One
why
line.
we have string args for the main method?
And basically the string methods, right? The string method is kind of a, they already have a starting argument, and this when we making a static and this arguments means this basically a kind of a they created such a parameters, okay, for this main syntax for this. Right now it's empty, okay,
Mhm.
it's an array.
Usually, we can pass or we can create any method without any arguments in it, right?
That is the empty method. So this main method we didn't design. That's a template for main method. Suppose take an
Like it's
example.
one for Java.
Yeah, if you are creating a
Uh,
method like public static, like public addition, okay, this is addition method. You creating this is a own method. You creating means, so this public is a access modifier,
Access modifier.
and
Addition is a method.
next one is return type. So here we are saying void. Void means it won't
No
return anything.
anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the method name, and this is a empty parameter method. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And next, this when I use a double quote means this is a single line
Command.
command. Okay. And if I use slash star
Command.
slash means this is a multi line command.
Okay.
Okay. So if I put double star means it's a reporting. So if you see it's become a green color. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So first thing we are going to study about the first, what is the first data type we saw? We saw byte. Okay.
Byte.
Okay. So byte, I am going to store a one number, num1. So what is the capacity of byte? Minus 128 to 127. So I am going to store a 12. Okay. So syntax, if you see what is the syntax? Data type name. That's the first line. Next, variable name. The variable name is the user defined. Whatever the user is giving, that is the variable name, and equal to value and semicolon. Semicolon is indicates the truncate of this line. Okay. So now you see we have a byte data type, and the variable name is user defined. I give num1, okay, and equal to value. So this is the syntax of creating a data type and storing a value. Okay.
Mhm.
Next, here you can want to understand like declaration and initialization. Declaration is something I'm declaring this variable is this data type. That's a declaration.
Okay.
Initialize means something I'm storing in it. Okay. So what is the next data type we studied? We studied about the short. Okay. So
Yeah.
this I'm going to give a num2. Here I'm going to like something. Okay. So here it is store only 32,000, but right now I give more than 1 lakh. So that's why it's showing any red color. Okay, because it every variable has some capacity. And next one is integer. Okay. So I'm storing some numbers. Okay. Cool, right? So this is the way we need to store the values. Okay, and I am going faster like here. Next one is long. So long equal to num4. So I'm giving some random number in this. And next one is float num5 equal to dot. So if I put a
Six to
semicolon, it's throwing an error. Why? Because generally if you didn't mention anything means it's become a double. Okay. So how to make this as a float means you can simply put f. So it indicates the float. Okay.
Okay.
So because everything it takes as a decimal if you didn't mention anything. If you see for decimal you didn't put such cases because whenever you put dot, the system will identify it's a double. Okay.
Double. Okay.
Okay. So right now we have all the six primitive data types. Next one is we have a
Dec-
boolean. Okay.
decimal and character.
Yeah, a boolean and character. So boolean I told you two things. So either false
True
or
or-
true. Okay.
Mm.
What is other means true. There are only two values we can store. Okay. Next one is character char equal to C. I'm just, if you want to use single quote basically, okay, so I'm putting small t. Okay, so if it what is the value for this means you can say it's like 90 from 97 you can start the alphabetic 90 t as around like 113 or something. Okay, so this is the how to store a variable. Okay, next, the next thing you want to understand is print. So what is the print statement is like system dot out dot println. So we can use print also. The ln is after the printing it will make the cursor go to next line. So how to print the things is I want to give the variable name. So how to run this? I can use this right corner runner button, or I can run the entire class or the main method. Anything is fine. So when I'm running this file, see this, it's printed at 12. So why print 12? The num1 value is 12. Okay. Suppose I am printing B means it will print the true or false value. So right now B stores the false. Okay. And if you see it is become a darker because it is used. Remaining things and all is a non-blur color because we didn't utilize anything. Okay. So this is the way we can do the all the 8 primitive data types. Okay. Next, in this we are going to include another topic called string. So string is the most useful thing in automation for our side. Okay. In website, even though you are reading a number, and that comes like a string only. It's not a number. Okay. So we need to convert that as a number. So that's the way the string, even any interviews, without the string question you can't get any question. Okay. First of all, the string is a non-primitive data type. So first of all, you want to understand what is the primitive and non-primitive. So primitive is we cannot do anything. It's like a storage. Okay. If I click num1 dot means, see this, nothing. These are all non-primitive methods. So only primitive can store the values. It can't do any methods. Okay. But non-primitive is a class. So string is first of all is a class. So how to create a string? I told you the first topic. Class name starts with a capital letter. So string in a capital letter starts with a capital letter. String. I'm going to give string 1 equal to. So string always in between the double quote. So single quotes mean character. Double quotes mean string. Okay. So I'm going to write, hi, this is Prashant. So you can able to see string is a collection of words, numbers, characters, everything string can store. Okay. I'm giving Prashant 1, 2, 3 something. Okay. So the string is the collection of numbers. So when I put str1, you can see all the methods right now. Previously when I put data types, it didn't have any methods, but string has, because string is a class, so class obviously has the methods. Okay.
Using other primitive data types, we cannot create any instance for any method.
No, because the only you can create an instance for classes. So these are all classes. String is a class.
Okay, string is a class. Okay.
So the str1 is actually an object. We're creating an object for this.
Okay, string. Okay.
So now we see the string inbuilt methods. That all the methods we should want to know. So when I put str1, so I will tell you the initial thing. Then I will tell you each topic. Okay.
Okay.
So this charat. So charat is generally like character at. So I want to give an index. So basically index starts at 0. Okay. So if I put charat equal to 2 means, guess which letter will come? So H is 0,
0, 1.
I is the 1, and space is the 2. Only space will come. Okay. So right now he is saying I am returning something, but you are not storing anything. So what I can store? I can store char c equal to, already see here what is the issue here? Why c is throwing an error? Because we cannot recreate a variable twice. Already I declared a variable as a c.
C, okay.
So I cannot recreate. So I want to use some other character like C2, CW.
Okay.
Okay. So this is now you can. This is another topic. Like you cannot create a multiple variables in a same name. Okay. So next thing is string at like char at we studied right now, like getting using sending a index number and getting the character on specific index. And like this one you know very well, like two lowercase, like to convert all your string variables to lowercase. To uppercase means convert all the letters in a string to the uppercase. Okay. And compared to, I will tell you, this is concat. So concat is suppose you want to add some other string to this variable means you can concat. See here, so I'm telling like tester. So what will do, this will add a tester to the str1. So already this is the text, so concat means adding. Okay. So why throwing an error, because it's yellow means warning, red means error. Warning we can ignore, but red cannot ignore. Okay. So another thing is, before going to start going to deeper to the string is immutable. So what is called immutable? So take an example. So you put SOT means it will get shortcut for system.out.println. You can type SOT and click means it will automatically give the entire system.out.println. Okay. So now I am printing S1 string 1. So you can generally what you will think, you think like here I done the one string and I'm adding a tester to the string. So that's what we will feel. So when we print, so when I run this method, see this method didn't have a tester. Why? That's what I told. String is not a mutable. You cannot change a string in this variable. So what I can do, I can put str2 equal to in this new variable, this string actually. I want to give it a type. So I am storing str1, adding this one to str2. Now I am printing str2. Right now you are able to see the tester. Because string str1 is immutable. I cannot change that str1. But after changing, I can able to store in another variable, not in the same variable. So that's why string is a immutable. Okay. Okay. Cool. Next we go to the other topic str in a string. And this is equals actually. There are, if you see, here are two things equals. One is equals, another is equals ignore case. So generally what is this means, equal compare the two strings. Okay, strings values. In this place, if I generally give like this high and this high won't be the same, even though technically it's a both are same, but equals will throw an error. Okay. But equal ignore case, it will ignore the case, like it's a lower case or upper case, it will compare. So that's the difference between equals, ignore case and equals.
Okay.
Next one, contains. So this generally the contain is to identify that what we expecting is there or not.
Substring of a string.
Yeah. In the string. Okay. Then index of. So always the character and the index of is vice versa. In character at I am providing index and getting the variable. Okay. But in index of, I need to provide the character and it will provide the which index value that is. Okay. Takes an example. I am giving index of I. Okay. See here, I want the index of I. So I am putting SOT, system out dot. So I want to know the index of I. Okay. When I run this, see it's giving S1 because I is varied first. It will give only first. You want to remember? It will give first I. Okay. So it's a 1. Okay. So this char is takes the index and provide the character. Index of is get the character and provide the number. I mean index.
Okay.
And index of has another option also. If you see index of last index of, suppose you want the last I where it is, means you can use last index of. Okay, like suppose in this where the last index is here. Okay, on is, so this is the last place where is going to be. Okay, so that is the last index of. After this we can, so it's empty, is the string is empty or not. Okay, and this is the main thing we will use a lot of times, length. So length will provide you the exact length of your string. Okay, so in length it won't follow the index pattern, it will follow the overall size. So anywhere if you put for loop means you want to start with the index value, but the length should be -1. Okay,
Okay.
but strength is overall, gives the overall size. Suppose
Oh,
if I'm taking the same thing, str dot length means, so see the length is 23 right now, this entire string.
okay.
So string always we want to practice, like practice.
Okay.
And then length is done. Okay, then very important is replace. Okay, so if you see the replace, there are two things, one is old character and new character. Okay, so take an example, I'm taking a replace. So in this I want to change all the I, take an example, all the I to O. Okay, and as usual I told you I want to store this in the new variable, because
Okay.
this won't be a store in here. So I'm going to print str3. See this, all the places where I become O.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the use of replace. So what are the parameters? The first parameter is old character, which character I want to change, and the new one is which you want to be update. Okay, new character. Okay, that's called replace. So even each method is a method actually. So if you're going to study, if you don't know the method, means this is the method. The method has circle bracket always.
Mm.
Okay, and the method has parameters.
Okay.
So if you see in this 2 is the integer, so the parameter is, it is taking an integer, but here it's taking a character. Okay, so these are all arguments or parameters. Okay,
Okay.
now str1 dot split I will teach you when I am teaching array. Okay, so that time only you will understand clearly, split alone. Okay,
Okay.
and this 2 character array also I will teach you while teaching the array. Okay, and the next one is trim. What the trim means, suppose take an example, you have a spaces in the end, starting and end. Okay, you want to cut the spaces, this one, the first space, extra spaces means you can trim. Okay, so trim will remove the front and any back, any extra spaces. Okay, so that is a, generally whenever you doing automation, when we are reading any text from a website, so we will use a trim as a one dependence. Okay, the reason is any extra space comes when it will skip those spaces, but it won't remove the between the spaces. The central is a real space, but first and last are additional spaces. Okay, so this is the main thing of string. So let's go through the first topic once again. So first we studied about the basic data types, like how to create data types, how to store the data types. Okay, and even I will tell you like another, like suppose I am telling hint a, so this is a declaration.
Okay.
Okay, I didn't do anything, I simply declaring. In next place a equal to 20. So what is this? Here I am initialization, the initialize the value. Okay, so this is the this also we can do. So when we can use this means when we don't know the value right now, So I'm creating a variable, but in middle of anywhere. Okay, so take an example. When I'm going to create a string 1, I don't know the string. Okay, I don't know the value. So only in this line number 22 I got to know, means here I don't want to declare because already I declared in the first place. Here
Okay.
I am initializing the value for the string 1. So that is the
Okay.
use of declaring and initialize.
Okay.
Okay, cool, right? Okay. Okay. Now this are the local variables. Okay.
Mm.
Local means I created inside the method. Okay.
Okay.
If I go to this add method means I cannot know about anything because when this 34th line, this close bracket is coming, right? So what is this
Mm.
close bracket? This close bracket is belonging to the opening of this method. So all this variables will removed. Okay, so this guy don't know the next
Oh,
add method. So for that only the global variable came. So what I'm going to do, I'm creating a new variable int b. Okay, it's a b variable. I didn't do anything. So it's a global variable. So anything which we created outside the method inside a class is called global variable. Anything is created inside a method is a local variable. Okay, because this b, he can use it, he can use it, both the people can use this variable. So that is the use of global variable. Okay.
sorry, I lost you.
See this this
Middle.
this is a int b.
A
Okay.
network issue.
Okay, this is the int b.
Ah.
Okay, so it's a global variable because I'm providing outside the method but inside the
Okay.
class. So this b, this guy can access, mean main method can access, and the same time add method also can access.
Access.
So that's why
Okay.
the global variable it is. Local variable only belong to that
Okay.
internal method, inside a method.
Inter.
So this is the,
Inter methods of the class.
I mean in the method. Local variable is inside the method alone because I created under this main method. In this 35th line where I am truncating this main method, all the local variables will vanish, their memory will vanish. Okay, so if I
Okay.
creating inside a add method means it's only belonging to the add method, but if I create as a
Mm.
global variable, this guy can access and even the add method also can access it. So that's the useful of the global variable. If any variable
Global.
want to, because not all the variables want to be in global, so anything is common across all the methods, those variables we can declare above, and remaining things any one time usable, those things we can create inside the method itself. Okay, so now, so this is the basic of variables and strings, all the variables we covered. So main things, primitive and string non-primitive. Okay,
Okay.
so next one, so this is next one is not a programmatical, but logically we want to know the knowledge. So next topic, I'm clicking the under src, right click, new java class. This is operators. So I'm typing enter. Okay, I didn't do any main method here, I'm simply creating a normal method. Okay, public void test. Okay, this is the method. So first and foremost we want to know the arithmetic operators. Arithmetic.
Mm.
So arithmetic operators, like basically what are the things you know mathematically?
Addition, subtraction,
Yes,
multiplication,
exactly.
division, modular.
Yes. So addition. This the you want to know here we are going to study up only symbols. This for
Mm.
subtraction, this is for multiplication, this for division, this for modulo. So you know the difference of divide and modulo, right? So division
Yeah.
will give you the quotient value, Modulo will give you the remainder value.
Right.
Okay. So this is the arithmetic. Next one is assignment. Okay. So what is the assignment is already we studied one assignment. What equal to?
Equals.
Because
Greater
this is also
than.
one of the assignment. And
Okay.
plus equal to, minus equal to, division equal to, this and all what is the use means. Take an example. I have a int a equal to 10. So I want to add another one with a. So what I'm going to do, a equal to a plus 1. So I'm doing an addition to this a. So right now is 10. Here I'm adding 10 plus 1, 11. So this is a bigger one. So what is the shortcut for this means, I can simply put a plus equal to 1. So this is the shortcut for this bigger operation. So instead of putting two a's in two places, I can simply put a plus equal to 1.
Okay.
So this is the short form. This is also one of the assignment operator.
Operation.
Okay.
Right.
And we have plus plus. What is the plus plus is? Plus 1. Okay. Minus minus means minus 1. Okay. And next one is, this is we call as a relational operator. Some people will call relational operator. Some people will call conditional operator. Okay. So what is a condition? Like if we have two things means, suppose you want to compare two people. So how to compare? You can simply compare like A greater than B, right? The same way, this is greater than B. So how to do this? Suppose it is lesser means what you will do? You will do A less than
Less
B. What is other things? A greater than or equal to B.
equal to B,
E
less than or equal to,
less
not
than or
equal to.
equal, less than or equal to B. So this kind of things are we called as a
Relational.
relation means we are finding the relation between the both variables. What are the other things here means? If I put double equal to means I am comparing both are equal. So if you
Okay.
keep on remember, when I use a single equal to means the assigning a value. Okay.
Okay.
If I put double equal to means I am comparing two values. Okay. And what is this exclamatory mark equal to means? I am comparing both are not equal to. Okay. So these are the relations operators works. Okay, next one. We are going to see the logical operators. Okay. Logical operators. So logical is only two things, and or. Okay. So and means, we studied it everywhere. So first of all, it will represent in a double. This is the symbol. For our condition is this is the symbol. So if both are true means true.
True.
If anyone fail is false. Okay. But in our condition, both are true also true. Anyone true also true. If both are fail means fail. Okay. Like and condition or and or condition. Okay. These are the two logical operators. So
Not is
okay. So not is generally whatever we used here, right? Opposite. This is the opposite. So this is we call comes under this also. So like it is the opposite. Okay. If true means what is the opposite of true? False. What is the opposite of false? True. Okay. So that is the exclamatory mark generally. Okay. So this is it comes under assignment also. Not only the logical here it's not a logical operator, so it's kind of assignment operator only. Okay, we are making the statement to true or false. Hello, ma'am, are you there? Hello.
yes. Something is wrong with my network. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, done. Okay, these are the basic operators. We want to even none of things we are going to use in a single day. So everything will come on 1 or 2 days. That time we need to have that knowledge. Okay, in this kind of use cases I want to use this logic for that one. So you want to know all the options. That is the only thing. Okay. So
Okay.
right now we studied more over everything. So these things we will use more often in if statements. Okay. These things we use most of on the for loops. Okay. So you want to know this logics. Okay. So for this, first we are going to see one class called statements. Okay. So this is more important topic. Statements. So statement is nothing but it's to state one statement is true or false. Okay. Okay. Let's take an example. I'm creating a main method for this. So simply I'm telling here you are creating a election like candidate eligibility. Okay. So you want to check that user is eli- like eligible or not. Okay. So let's take an one integer value. So let's take an ages 50. Okay. So how you can make to compare this user is eligible or not means we want to state if statement if circular bracket. Okay, that is a method. Okay. So you are telling this eligible the variable is greater than 18. So if he is in more than 18, so then he is becoming a eligible. Okay. So he is telling if so he is a eligible. Okay. So let's okay not sorry I was using Python lot. That's why Python you can use single quotation for everything. Okay. Okay. So if I run this means automatically system will says okay it will run it will take I want to run the current statements. So see this is eligible. If I giving 10 means if you see you are not getting anything in the output.
Okay.
So
You
there
don't have
only we want to know what is the use of else. Okay.
yes.
So
Okay.
if a customer getting any circumstance, so he need to get the response from a system. Okay, it's not only in positive way. Even if he is negative, also you want to say it's like he is not eligible. So now we can understand like what is the use of else statements. Use of else statement. Okay. So not eligible.
Okay. Okay.
So now we know right why we need a if and why we need a and this also wrong statement. Why wrong statement? If 18 also eligible means what you want to do? You want to put greater than or equal to.
Equals.
So then
Okay.
only he will become like a correct statement. So functionality.
Yeah.
Okay. Suppose if you have more than one condition means so you can put if else if. So this also you can put here also you can put like eligible should less than 80. So you have another statement means and you can have another else. Simply like senior. So now at any place you can able to like sorry greater than 80. Okay, cool then. Okay. So this is the way we want to use the if statements. So statements are more important in every places. Like suppose you want to compare your assertion, doing the validation. In testing, we do the validation like comparing the actual result and expected result. So every places in such places we need the if statements. But I will teach you assertion in the Selenium. That is we can use that one. But until in Java we can use this methods. Okay. Suppose take an example you want to click gender so female male means so how based upon the input you want to click male sometime based upon input suppose you want to click on female so those things how to code for this ones we can use the if statements only so wherever any statement to find the true or false basis, you can use the if statements. Okay, and this is a if, like this is a ladder, like I'm doing first one, else this go to else, it will come here, it will check this condition. If this condition also true false means it will go to the else. If it is this true means it will go to this one. Okay,
Okay.
so that's the way the if else things will work. Okay, now next move on to the next one. So the looping. Okay. So for this I'm going to create a new class, loops. So generally we have two kind of loops. Normally for loop and while loop. In while loop has two versions, while and do while. Okay. So generally first of all we want to know the use of for loop. What's the use of for loop? Any loops means any one which is repeating more than once the same thing, means instead of writing a code multiple lines, we can create a loop and we can try to trigger the same event with n number of times. Take an example, I want to print 1 to 10 number, means I don't want to create a 10 variable storing a 10 numbers. Simply I can put for loop. For loop have a 3 condition. First is the initialization condition. So if I put int I equal to 1, and next one is here only the condition, the relation operator we studied, right? Suppose I'm giving up to 10, so that less than or equal to 10 I plus plus. So if I print I means this will automatically will run like 1 to 10 times. Okay, the same one line coder only, but it will repeat in 10 times. So you can ask, if I'm skipping this place, okay, so if I give means what will happen? Nothing will happen, it will run. So because you want that to semicolon, that is the main condition. Even if I am cutting this portion and keeping it above, okay, see here I am running again also, it will run. Only the condition is it should have the two semicolons, and any one part should be there also, it will run automatically. Okay, so this is the use of the for loop. Okay, because here we initializing outside, we are doing the incremental in the inner loop itself. Okay, so this is the for loop. So on what is the place of while loop is, if any condition. So first of all you want to study what is the difference between while and for loop. For loop is a linear looping. So linear looping is, I know what order going to be happen, like 1 2 3 or 2 4 6 8, any patterns. So linear fashion is for loop. If any action is defined in non-linear fashion, the input of will change, means those times we need to do the while loop. So that's the difference. So any linear looping means we can go to the for loop. Non-linear things we can use the while loop. So non-linear in the sense, so I'm telling int b equal to 100. So that's the case. I'm telling we should greater than 0. So that's what my requirement. Okay. So inside what I'm going to do, v slash equal to 5. So what I'm going to do, I'm dividing this in with 5 every time. Okay, so and I'm printing the b value every time. So here system will what will do, it will first it will divide by 10 value, it's more than a thing. Next the b value become what, 24, because first it will become 20 because 20 times 5 is there. When I divide the 20 by 5, it's become 4. Right now if I go to next one, it will throw an error, the while is truncate. Okay, see this, even though I have 100, but how many times the loop ran? Only thrice. Okay, so this like based upon the non-linear fashion, anything happens we can go to while loop, but in for loop whatever happens this will go on linear fashion. Okay, and in for loop or while loop we want to know another thing called break. Okay, so what the use means, suppose I'm putting a condition here, I equal to 5 means break. I'm telling such a way. That means whenever reach a 5 you can break it. So this break is the useful to truncate the for loop when our condition met. Okay, the same way, take an example. You are taking a drop down. The drop down is an example country drop down. So in the drop down you are keep on checking where the India. When once you find the India, you are clicking the India button. So after that you don't want to continue loop. What will happen? It will become an error. Why? Once you select any option or drop down, the drop down will vanish. So obviously when you got the value, you want to break your loop as well. Okay. So that's the use of the break. So wherever our condition meant, we need to use the break method to truncate the loops. Either it's for loop or while loop anywhere. So next, so looping also done, operators, boolean statements done. So here the next topic is more important topics related to the array. Okay. So uh, nowadays we aren't using array. We are mostly using collections to store everything. But knowing the array should be say, very important. In some cases, we need to know array very well. First of all, what is an array is, so as usual the statements in books everywhere. So if you want to store multiple numbers, suppose take an example, you want to store 10 numbers or 100 numbers. So you don't want to create a 100 variable. In a single variable, you can store able to 100 values. Okay. So for that, I'm going to get a new class array is test. So why I'm using bigger letter means, sometimes array we cannot create a method or variable in a keyword. So what is a keyword? Anything is in green color, right? Orange color, like public, class. If you go here means for this and all, already this word has some values in the Java coding. So you cannot use those keyword as a variable or a class name. Okay, Java won't allow you. So I'm going to create a main method as usual, main. So here I'm going to create a, first thing I'm going to teach you is one dimension array. Okay. So in the one dimension array, take an example. You want to store 10 numbers. That means you need a 10 space. 10, suppose 10 integer means each integer have 4 bytes. So you need a 40 byte space. So how to create int square bracket. Okay. The variable name is I am giving like numbers. Okay. And the new int. How many space I need? I need a space of 10. Okay.
Okay.
This, when I want to use this pattern, when I don't know the 10 numbers, okay, but I am understanding there are the 10 numbers going to come. So at the time we can use this kind of declaration. Take an example. I know the value means, so I don't want to specify the same thing. Num equal to, I want to use it for cover bracket. So this time, what is the difference between this one? Here I don't know the value what I'm going to store, but I'm creating a 10 spaces for myself. Okay. Here I know the number, so what is the length of this one? 5. Because I create a 5 number, so 5 spaces. What is this one? This is 10 because I give her 10 spaces. So you can ask me. So right now, what is the value in all 10 place? So what is the integer's base value? 0. Okay. Take an example. I'm going to store a variable. Okay. How to store a variable? Numbers in a 0th index. So always this also start with index 0 to 9. Okay. 10 means 0 to 9. So this one is 0 to 4 because totally 5. So 0 to 4. This is 10, 0 to 9. Okay. So I'm telling in numbers 0 store 20. So what I will do, in numbers I'm simply saying hey there. So if I print means what it will print? It will print the value of that one. So what is 20? So you can ask, if I give number 1, what it will print? So it will print 0, because I told you in the integer base value is 0. So other than number 0th location, remaining 9 locations has the value of 0. If I give nums, num1 means what it will print? This will print a value as 5, because 0 is 4 in index way, 5 is the 1, 6 is 2, 7 is 3, 8 is 4. Okay, so this is the way array can store the variables. Okay, this is a one dimension array. Okay, so that's the main things you want to know in array. And I told you earlier, what I told you, I'm going to teach you the string split when I'm teaching array. So take an example. I'm getting one string str equal to, listen carefully, I'm creating hi, how are you. Okay. So this is the string which I'm creating right now. So first thing I told you, I want to split. Okay, when you split anything means what will happen? It will be more than one, right? So more than one means you can store in a single variable. So how to store in that? We need to use array. So array is the only thing we can able to store more than one value. So I am telling, see here, and when a split means that will become a strings only, because I am building a string, and obviously it's a new string. So string square bracket, I am telling words. Take an example, words equal to str1 dot split. Here the next thing is, in what basis you are planning to split. So how can I split in each word? So that thing is, I have a space between each of them. So I am telling space. I can pass the rejects as well. Rejects is a complex thing. I will later. That's one. It's a bigger topic. But when I give a space means it will divide hi in one word, space. This is the 0th index. How is the first index? R is the second index. U is the third index. Now array is ready. So I am going to print words of 2. You can guess what it will print. It will print the R, because in the words, this is the array. In that array already it stores 4 values when I am going to split. So in the second index it stores the R value. Okay. So now you can able to visualize the array as well as string split. Okay. So now you can know why we need array for a split. So next one, and there is another for loop. Okay, like, so I used in Python, even I forgot it here, but there is a for loop. This for loop, this is not for loop, for each, we call this for each something. This is used only in collections and array, I think so. Okay, take an example for I n this is a string, yes, in words. Okay, so here I mention a variable, like generally for how we do the for loop initialization, right? But here we didn't provide any increment, we didn't provide any condition, we only provided the array. So because words the array actually. So if I'm SOUT S means, so if I am running this, see here, it printed everything. So this is the method of one kind of for loop. Okay, for we call this for each. So this for loop will have this 3 condition, like incremental condition, like initialization, increment, everything. Here only the initialization, like which variable I'm storing, each variable, and this words contains my condition, my increment, everything. Okay, so what will do, this array will give each time whatever the value it stores with it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, that's even you can use for loop for this as well. Suppose you can tell for loop. You can tell how what to write.
Sorry.
So
Again.
you can tell me how to write this for loop for this num.
Number. Okay. I equal to.
No I equal to in the for each method, not for loop method. For this
Oh,
one,
for each string.
not string. How do you use a string? Because
It's
it's a
like a string variable, right? We're
no. It's
gonna
num is a int is a num. Num is a int. Here I use a string means because the word's a string.
string. Okay.
Here num
Okay.
is
Now.
a int.
Okay. We need to initialize
Int
num
no int
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 num equal to
no num
4.
not num equal to any variable because num is the
4. Okay. J, for example, j equal to 1.
no colon no
Equal to.
no equal to here. This is not a for each method.
Uh-huh.
Simply you want to put num, that's it.
What is this? For each. Okay.
Okay, for each. So simply what is the your array name? Num.
Mm.
Okay, and this way you can give anything. Nothing is problem here.
Okay.
This is a user defined variable. You can name it anywhere, anything. Okay, and if I print means, so what this will do, this num will
4.
give you the each advance, it will give 4, and it will loop will come again, it will give 5 next time, and 6 again, 7 again, and 8 again. Okay, so now you understood, right, for each method.
Okay.
Okay, so
It's
this
a
is for
colon in between.
sorry,
Is it a colon after the variable?
yes, colon.
Yeah, the screen is
Okay,
black and it's very.
no, it's a colon. So here why I'm string is because this word is stores a string.
Okay.
Here the number stores the integer, that's why we're giving int. Okay,
Integer. Okay.
but like this for each method, like how simpler, right? It's easy for us to store, and we don't want to put increment, we don't want to put any condition, automatically this will happens. Okay, so this is the smart thing of array and collections topics. Okay. Okay. So when I run this, it will print all the numbers like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the things. Okay. Up to 8. Okay, it will
Do
print
you know
all the.
what is a do while statement?
Sorry, ma'am?
Do while statement. Oh,
Do while.
while.
While. Okay. So this do while is. So here, what is the while doing? So while is
Okay.
checking the condition.
Yeah. When the
After
condition, yeah, when it
true.
is breaks, it stop the loop.
Yes. In do while, it doesn't do any checking while starting.
Start. Okay.
So in the ending, it will check. Like if I give v equal to 0, okay, the same method I'm giving here. SOUT, sort, I'm printing v value. So see here previously the v didn't print. Sorry, this one I want to run from here. So see here previously is 0 is printed and went off, but here even though 0 is not less than v, it's less than v actually, but still the 0 got printed. Why? Because do won't check, it will print. After that it will check the condition true or false. So
Okay.
when you want to use do means anywhere you want to give the customer preference or any use case preference without checking any condition, do that action once. Based upon the action is then you can check your condition is met or not. So that time we need to use do while, because at least once you are giving a chance to the function to do the action. But in while there is not option. First you check the condition. If you are eligible, then you go inside. If it is false means you don't have a chance at all. But do while you get a chance once, like at least once. Then the condition, if it is met again means again you can do the action. If condition still you didn't met means break that. Okay, so that's the thing of do while. Okay, and this is the array, and this is the way the for loop is. Okay, the next one, like right now we studied about the single dimension array, so we don't want to complicate. So I will tell you two dimension array little later. Okay, later
Okay.
part of that. But right now it's unnecessary. Like it will make more complex only. Okay. So right now we keep like simpler how to do it and what is how smart things are for each method, like how it makes simpler for us. Okay, the for loop makes very simpler in a single line and without you don't want to put sometimes people put wrong direction of greater and less than symbol, those things. In this matter we won't get any problem. It will automatically, if it is empty means it never go inside, it has a value means it go inside. So that's it, like that much very simpler one. Okay, cool then. So now we know that all the these are very basic things of a language. Any language is the very basic. Next one, so here we are going to the step by step things. Okay, first before going to study with the method, I'm going to teach you generally what is this for this method's properties. Why we giving public? So that is the topic we are going to study right now. Okay. We are going to study a topic called access modifiers. Okay. So from the name it suggests giving access, like you know right, in companies like when you put ID card eligible means it will give you access that you go inside. Otherwise it never allow you to inside if it is invalid card. Same like in each places, each one have some access certifications. So in Java we have public, okay, protected, private, and default. Default, it's don't want to get confused later. But public is, so always all the class or method will start with the access modifier to indicate who that is. Okay. So public is, it is anyone. Okay. Let's before that we will keep three parameters. Okay. Access. First parameter is myself. Next one is child. Next one is others. There are three columns. If it is a public method or a public variable means this guy can access, this guy can access, everyone can access.
Okay.
So everyone can access. Protected means I can access myself, then child can access, but others cannot access. That is called protected. Me and within my family. Okay. Next one is private. I can access, even my child or outsiders never can access. Okay. So this is the thing you want to know. So what the default will do? Default will have the same capability like product. Okay. But that is outside the package. So generally we call package here one thing. So here folder and package is kind of same. Okay. So default we cannot do other packages. Only within the package. So packages you will study when Maven comes. Okay. So package means folders. Right now we have only one folder SRC, but in real time we have multiple packages. But let's focus on first three. Public, product, and private. So
Okay.
any doubt on this three right now? Public, product, private. Like I mean the access permission.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we solve the first problem. Public. The
Okay.
next problem is return type. Okay. So for the return type, we need to know the. We'll start the topic of methods right now. Okay. So in this, I'm going to create a method. Methods test. Okay. So here I don't have any main method. I'm going to create a simple method like public void add. So it's an add method actually. In the method, so take an example clearly. So I have int a equal to 20, int b equal to 30. Okay. I have two numbers. Int c, what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a plus b. I'm doing addition only. And after that, SOT, I am printing that value. I don't do anything. So this is the method. Whenever I call the method, what this method will do? This method will create a memory for A variable, memory for B variable, and memory for C variable, and it stores the value of A addition B. I will print the C value. When it comes to the truncate method, it will vanish. So even if I call 1000 times, it will do the action for me. So take an example. If you have a calculator is always give a 30 value means it will useful. No, it's kind of non-useful product like a child mobile. Okay, it will always give a same song when you click. But anything want to be reusable only, it is useful actually. Okay, so this is the void method. Okay, okay, so void won't return anything. Void. Okay. So now before that we are going to learn little bit of parameters. So who has the deciding factor here? The value A and B, right? So only based on the A and B we are able to get the knowledge of values. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell here. So before that, let's create in this class array list or take a simple class where we don't have anything. Okay, I'll take the main method. So we are going to read small about object. Okay, object means my codes are here. The add method is in which class? Methods test class. Okay, so this method add method. So I want to call this method. So how to call a method? First of all, I want to create an object for that class. So what I'm going to do? What is my that class name? Methods object equal to new methods. So I'm creating an object. Okay, obj is object. So I'm going to call obj dot that class I have add method. If I run this file, what will happen? It will print 50.
Okay.
So if I call this again, what will print? It will print again the same value. It will print 2 times 50. If I call 100 times also, it will give you 50. So this is useful? No, it's not useful. Okay.
Yeah.
Next, what I'm going to do? So in these two things, these two variables are the important thing. It is making the valuable. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to make int a, int b. I'm going to comment these two lines. I don't want this value. So I have two parameters. So now what I want to do? Here will throw an error. Okay. So now I'm telling what are two variables? Two integer data type. Two integer actually. Okay. Two integer sense like I want to give like 5, 12 or 20. Now see this 5 will store in the A and 20 will store in the B. So if I run this class, okay, so what will happen? It will give me 25.
Okay. Yeah.
So again what I'm going to do, I'm copying the same method. Next time I'm calling with a different value like 50 to 100. Okay, take an example, I'm running 200. So this time it's giving me the different value. See, this is the real calculator. So whenever I'm giving the input, based upon input, it is doing the action instead of hard coding the like same repeating things. Okay. So now we make the product into robustness. Okay. Now we come to the next problem. What problem? The C value is I don't know. It is printing, but this class don't know the C value because the C value is stuck in the this method itself. Okay. So I want a C value. So what is the data type of C value?
Integer.
Integer. So that means I want the integer back. So but why do I want to return anything? Okay. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to give int. Okay. So if it is int, but I'm not giving anything. How to give me back means I want to use the return keyword. What I want to return? I want to return a C. Okay, see, now C will come to me, but I'm not printing anything. So what I will do, I can do int into value equal to this one. So now I am able to use the value what is coming there. So take an example, calculator is giving a value. Now that calculator, after calculating, it is giving the value to me. I am using for anything, any reason. Here I am just for printing myself. Okay. So this is the useful of return type.
Return type.
It is returning. So integer in return. Suppose if I string means what I will give here, string. If it is boolean means I will give boolean here. So now we understand the return type, right? What is the use of return type? So what how to return return type? So one is you want to update here what you're returning, and use the return keyword. You want to specify in which variable the return value is there. Okay. So this is the how to pass a parameter, how to return. So we cross two places. What are the places? One is access modified, we studied right now, and after that we studied return type. Okay, two topics which are in a method. This is how the method will design. But we have another one also. What is another one? Called static.
Static. Okay.
Okay. So we are not studying anything new. Whatever we done so far, we are finding those answers. Okay. So static is basically when you do anything, it will store in the general memory. Okay. So you think like you have 100 variables in your class, all the values are stored in the general. So if you want, but some variables are frequently using things like that. Some variables are you want to use every time. So if you go to the 100 place means every time you want to search in the 100 place and want to return the value. Okay. What will become? It takes some more time than normal. Because so if anything you want to use lot of times. Okay. So that means that are high priority usage. Okay. Those things you can separately store in a static memory. That means that most usable thing comes faster. It won't be in a group. It will be in separate group, most high priority group. Okay. So that is called static. Here you see, and before that, when this is a normal method, okay, what I'm going to do, first topic we are going to study static here. That's the main thing you want to know. I'm going to tell public static. When a static means this not any object basis, it's common. Okay. In that such case, I don't want any object. Okay. Simply I can mention which class it is. This is in the statements directly. So if statement, right, not statement, method test. So it is in the method test class. I can able to do without object because it was stored in the under the class object. Okay. Previously it was a static memory. Now it's directly stored in the static of that class. So for a static method I don't need a object. I can call anytime anywhere directly using the class name. Okay. And next thing is, what is the highest value of this one? When I make this static method, take an example. If I use int a equal to 10, it's a global variable, because why?
Yeah.
I'm creating outside the method.
Yeah.
So here I cannot see here a. I didn't create any object. I directly using, because I am a static. I can ask anything. The same thing. Here I have one method. Here, let's take a non-static method. Any dummy class. Here int a equal to 20. See this. Oh, sorry, not A. A. Okay. So here it is a global variable, but both of them not a static variable. This is also not a static method. This also not a static variable. It's a global variable but non-static variable, right? So here you cannot use it. See this reassigned local variable, and basically why I'm trying to say here is if you are a static person, okay, you can ask anyone, okay, but non-static method cannot access. If I'm mentioning as a static, take an example. So this variable is a static variable, okay, not here. This is not these operators. So I am becoming a static. I means I am a high privileged person. Okay. So here also is the then only it makes sense. Because previously why there is no problem means here also I have A and here also I have A. So that's why you didn't see the problem previously. You see this? You can see in the color itself the way it looks.
Okay.
B. Now what I will become? I will become a static method. Okay. Now see this? It has become a red. Why?
Right.
I am a static person. You are non-static. You are coming directly to me.
Okay.
Because you are a non-static field B. Cannot be referred in the static context. Okay. Now you understand the privilege, right? What is this of static? So static is, as I told earlier, it's going to store in the place where like static memory. Okay. So this local variable store in the class local memory. So if it has become a static means then both are same place. Now we see the red is gone. Okay. So this is the use of the statics usage. Okay, but basically why I am taking this class means if anyone asking in suddenly they took in the class, they asking tell about what is public, what is static, what is void. It means so you need the capacity to explain. See here, this is a public access public is a access modifier. Static keyword is to indicate it's stored in a static memory, not in the heap memory. And this void is a return type. Okay. So if you have clear in this one means you know every method also same pattern. Even you are taking a 5,000 lines of code in any framework. Suppose you are going to project also, you don't need to worry. If you see in all the places, everything is a repetitive only. The code looks like so many code. Okay, but if you know the basic syntax of each usage, so when you're going to read the code, you can understand. Okay, this is the one method. In the method, like creating a variable here, then they're using for loop. Okay. So something. So if you know the syntax of basic ones, you can able to see 1,000 lines of code also. It will be, all are very shorter. So each one doing some actions, but I know the basics now. So you can able to see this is the very basics of each classes. Okay. So what you'll do today, you just go through the things. Okay. Tomorrow we are going to see the very important topic. Oops. Object oriented programming languages like interface, inheritance, polymorphism, abstractions, encapsulations, those things.
Okay.
So if you know, like hoops is like one step of right now. You whatever you studied, right? These are the 1 to 3 years of mathematics. Okay, like you studied all the basics right now. So your thing is you want to get your hands dirty. In this, you don't want your code or anything. Simply you can start a one class, create a one class, type something, store something, make a one array, make your. So you will feel that where to put semicolon, where to even suddenly if I'm missing this bracket means there is error is coming. You are able to see.
Okay.
So where your knowledge needed means okay, it is throwing error in this means. So count it. how many open brackets? 1, 2, 3 open brackets. Here 4. How much close? 1, 2, 3. So only 3 is there. That means something means some closing bracket I am missing. So simple, you can understand like where the closing bracket is closed. So you can see the lines right. So that is the way you want to identify, and try to code in this proper format. It will help you to understand where you are failing. Don't write in all in the same line. Okay,
Okay.
it will get confuse you. If you going like this manner, you can understand. Okay, this statement is coming and inside the for loop. This for loop is coming this method. This method is coming inside this class. So this pattern will help you to understand your code, and try as much as you know the basics today. Whereas once
Okay.
you start the oops concept, so that is will trick your brain again in a cycle. So at that time, if you have any doubts on the basics, it's tough for you. So these are the basics. What I will do, I copy all this code and send you the document. Don't
Okay.
thing is, I'm telling again, don't copy. Never see this code much and don't repeat in yourself. Understand my code. You do it in your way, okay. And whatever issues you face tomorrow, even the silly mistakes also, note it.
Oh,
If you are able to debug, mean it's very good. If you are not able
okay.
to solve that, means tomorrow I will start the Q&A section first. I will clarify your doubts on the first section. Then I will go to the OPS concepts. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thanks for joining.
Thank you so much.